Sorry we're a little bit late, but we know that you're all probably sitting there getting your lunch and ready to get into action with our 5th episode of the Change School TV. So today
we are sharing about our change planner. We did a bit of a teaser at the end of last week's session, but today we really want to dive in and share a little bit more about it, and in that same breath, talk about the importance of building habits that are aligned to your priorities, and how to monitor them, and how that can essentially help you to live the life that you want.
Yeah, so, as we shared last week, we have been working on this behind the scenes for a while. And the change planner is, I don't know how many pages exactly, but this is a first production run of it. And you can see that in there we're really focused on, making a commitment to change, and really focusing on what is that bigger picture that we want to, create, or a new habit that we're looking at. And we start off with
our Wheel of Life. Now, you probably can't see clearly in here, but we have a printed version as well. We are using OHPs because, well, one is, some of you might remember this like old school method from being in class, and the great thing about these is that they're reusable. So you can work on your Wheel of Life at the start of your book, do another one at the end of your journey, and then sort of overlay it to see how you've moved from the start and end of your change journey.
Yeah, so I guess the reason we start with the Wheel of Life is really to look at, your life and work as a whole. Yep. So it's 8 sections, and it represents the different parts of your life, and you can fill those sections out yourself based on what those areas are, right? So it would be like finance, or relationships, or work, or environment, or health, and from there, it's really then mapping out which are the main areas that you want to focus on, and which are the areas that you maybe see some gaps that you could further develop in, or, look at changing your habits for, right?
Exactly. So it's really starting with priorities and then moving into reflections. So here we give you some prompter questions and lots of room to kind of write down your thoughts.
Hi guys. Hi Kristen. Hi Anna.
Hi. So reflections is all about bringing more consciousness, I think, and intentionality to how you go through your daily life.
Yeah, so pause and reflect is something that we always find people don't tend to do enough.
No.
And so, for here, it's reviewing your Wheel of Life, taking that time to really go, okay, what are those intentions, and taking stock of what's currently working and what's not working.
Yep.
And we give some questions here.
Yep.
For you to review, and plenty of space, as you can see, for reflections. So that's where you can write down all your thoughts before moving on to the next step. So step 3 is knowing your why, which we have talked about a little bit in this, last few episodes, quite a bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, exactly. I think it was episode 1 where we really talked about it. And the aim here is to really then move from, that intention, that why, the motivation behind the change you want to make, and then being able to brainstorm some ideas around what you can start to do, what habits or behaviors or actions you can start to take, small ones, incremental ones, that start moving you towards your bigger goal.
Yes. So, we put in a few different quotes in here. You'll find little nuggets of inspiration and information throughout. So, we'll find a little page that has one of them, I think, right? So, you'll find different pages of inspiration in there to keep you going as you're focusing on the change.
And doodling pages.
Yes.
So we've got, you probably can't see very well, but this is a dotted page. We've got a grid page. There's also an isometric page, which is little triangles. So we're really trying to cater to different type of creative brains.
Yes, exactly. So I guess, once you've gone through step 1 to 4, which if we just recap quickly, it's like your Wheel of Life.
Yep.
Then it's looking at pause and reflection to go over your wheel of life and review that a little bit. And then step 3 is knowing your why.
Yep.
Why you want to make the change, why you're looking at, the bigger picture of what it is that you're wanting to get to. And step 4 is doing ideas and brainstorming. So it's sort of like the bigger brainstorming session and the habits that you would want to create, right? Breaking it down to what are your top 3 habits that you want to create or change. And then step 5
is scheduling them in. So it's all well and fine to think a lot and to plan a lot, but the key to really making change happen, like we always say, action is king. And so we have both a monthly view and a weekly view. And before even doing that, it's really looking at what does your current normal weekday look like, or a current normal weekend, and really listing out some of the activities or things that you do that take up your time, and assessing, are you happy with that? Are there adjustments that you can make? Are you wanting to spend more time with people that are important to you, or are you maybe filling your time with too many social activities and not making more time for managing your finances, for example, or, giving yourself some space and time to just be with yourself and reflect. Like we said earlier, sometimes that doesn't really happen enough because we keep ourselves so busy. So how can we sort of schedule time for ourselves as well?
Yeah, so I think the schedule review is essential because it allows you to view your week out and see where you're putting the time and energy and whether that matches the type of change that you're wanting, right? So it's really about considering how much are you doing to get to where you want to do, or how often are you doing what you need to do to get to where you want to go. So it's designed, the planner it's designed for flexibility as well. So, if we're taking you through an example, right, the bigger change that you're looking at is wanting to manage your finances better. So from there, we would pause and reflect and go, okay, why are you not managing your finances, or have you not managed your finances better? What are the different scenarios or the ways that you've done or handled your finances in the past? Hi, Ish. And then from there, it's really looking at, what is the bigger picture as to why you want to make that change, right? Is it because you're wanting to have more savings for later, or is it because you're wanting to go on a holiday? Is it, anything of that bigger picture as to why you want to make this bigger financial shift, right? And then step 4 is the brainstorming. So what ways can you change your habits, or how can you better, look at managing or working with your finances? What are the processes or systems that you can put in place? Hi, Days. So if you're looking at that bigger picture, it's then breaking it down and going, okay, now I know my why, my motivators, my drivers as to why I want to make this change. How do I make it happen? And that's then when you schedule it into the review side, where it's like, okay, each day I'm going to do X, Y, Z for 10 minutes or 15 minutes in order to ensure that I'm monitoring my finances better, right? Exactly. Or review my receipts or whatever it is. We're just taking finances as a picture.
Yep. Exactly. And I think, another huge thing that we hear a lot when people are sort of trying to make changes or shifts in their lives and they're not happening successfully is, I don't have enough time, or, I don't know how to manage my time. And so we've also included, before your scheduling, a opportunity for you to look at where your time goes. So this is opposite way. Okay, so here. So here we've listed a lot of the things that, all of us sort of spend time on. So things like sleep, things like commuting to and from work, errands or housework. If you're a mom, right, caring for your children and your family. Cooking, exercise. So we factored all of that in. And after that, most of us have a minimum of 20 hours left for free time. So the question is, what are you doing with that time? And how do you start to rejig your schedule completely so that it's aligned with your wheel of life, with your priorities, with your why, and everything else we've just talked about?
Exactly. So definitely the time management is something we see from all of the work that we do. That, people tend to underestimate how much time they have available, right?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
It's a great, I guess, activity to
Totally.
start seeing how much time is being wasted, or how much of your time is maybe not prioritized in the right way.
Or being optimized.
Hi, Yogi.
What else have we got? Okay, so once you sort of have had that review of your current schedule and how your time is being used and how you can better optimize, we then go into starting to design your life. And we suggest in here using different symbols or drawings, things that are meaningful to you that kind of represent what you're wanting to work on. And then from there...
And I think a big thing for us is, the writing and the creating and the drawing and using like pens and paper, totally. Is so important because we're so connected digitally and we're always online, but that's why we've made it this part where you can draw your own symbols and make it something that's a bit more personalized and individualized.
Exactly.
And be creative and have fun, right? Like if you think of family as an importance and you want to call them once a week and you draw that symbol, whatever that is, it's just have a little bit of fun.
Yeah,
right?
Totally. Not to make it too structured. And that's also why, later on in the planner, we talk about habits and how you can track your habits and monitor your habits, but I think the aim really is to look at them as rituals. And we like to use that term because rituals has something personal to it. Rituals are things that are meaningful to us, and they're things that we do for a certain reason. So I think when you start, you might think about habits, but as you move along, how do you really start to think of these as rituals that are a part of your daily life that you do automatically because it's important to you?
Yeah. So definitely the rituals we prefer to have it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why we've also put in these like random pages, which you probably can't see, but the dotted lines and those sort of things. It's just for you to also be able to get creative in there and write down whatever's in your thoughts. So just to give you, I guess, a little snippet into the monthly view.
Weekly view, yeah.
Pretty, there. It's just the monthly side is where you can map out.
And so it's not dated, so you can sort of circle whatever month you're starting on, and I think we've done 6 months in total. So whenever you start, you have 6 months from there. And then we also have the weekly view. And what we've done here is we have 6 weekly views per month, just to allow you to move through this however you see fit. So you might only want to spend 2 weeks working on a habit, or maybe you want to spend more than a month working on a single habit. So we've kind of designed it in such a way that you can determine your own timelines, and you can reuse it as many times, and then when you run out, you get another one.
Yeah, so I think another thing we just want to share here is in the track your progress. Obviously the track your progress part is more about the routines that you're doing that you've created or listed in the first part of the change planner. And the second part here is sort of like your mood bar, right?
Yeah.
So it's like motivated, are you feeling motivated or unmotivated, tired, energized, sad, happy, stressed, focused?
Totally.
Just have a little bit of fun, but it's also important to monitor how you're feeling each week or each day even, and just to try and understand how if the week hasn't worked out in the way that you wanted to, maybe that's because your energy was lower, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe that you're feeling really stressed. And there's an area at the bottom which gives you sort of like, you can take some notes down as well, whether it's correlating to the above or to your week plan.
Yep.
Right?
And it's just also to note down anything that you can continue to adjust and improve for the following week or the following month.
Yeah, and it's not dated as well. So all of it's not dated. And then at the end, we sort of have like your month in review. And that's where you can really review that and go, okay, what's worked? What hasn't worked? In regards to the bigger change that you're looking at making, right? And then we do have a celebrate part, which
Always.
is our favorite, because we must celebrate the wins, the small or the big. And that's really where, we like to say, obviously, change doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. And, each incremental step we should celebrate and know that we're moving forward.
Yeah, it's part of honoring the process, right? I think if we only celebrate that sort of big goal at the very end, then we're kind of doing ourselves a disservice by not remembering that even the small stuff matters.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think just, to give you an idea, obviously, like, hi. So I think just to sort of recap a little bit more, obviously, is we're launching the Change Planner, and early interest is available at the moment in just bit.ly/Change Planner. And the key aim of the Change Planner is to really look at what are those bigger changes that you're looking at doing in your work and life. And how are you, going to break it down, and how are you going to create new habits, how are you going to create new routines or rituals in order to get to your bigger goal, bearing in mind a more holistic picture. So I think our point of difference with probably what's out there is that we take and look at everything at the Change School with a much, much more holistic point of view.
Yep, exactly.
So the Wheel of Life, which, again, just because we love the OHP so much, the Wheel of Life is so essential.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because it really allows you to start thinking about what is your ideal scenario for your life, right? So your life work. And what are the changes and the gaps that you want to focus on in this Change Planner. So, hi, Days. Yes, celebrating small wins, absolutely. So, if you have any questions about it, just let us know. We'll be sharing more and more about the Change Planner as we go through. And, once it's out and available, we will definitely let you know if you're on our early interest page and you've registered on there.
Yeah, just get on the list if you want to know when it comes out. Our hope is that it'll be out for the holidays, but we will keep you posted. It would make the perfect, most meaningful gift, I think, for your coworkers or your friends or even your family.
Yes.
So we will keep you posted. And do visit the site where we actually have PDFs and screenshots so you can see things a little bit more clearly. And like Ray said, hit us up if you have any questions.
Oh, and just one little detail because we love detail. It's got perforated edges at the bottom that you probably can't really see that well. But the idea is that as you move through the pages, you can just, it's kind of like ticking off the box.
Totally.
Right?
Yep,
So,
exactly.
We hope that you can have a little bit of fun with it as well as you move through the different changes. So if you have questions or if you're looking for, further information on it, drop us a line. And if there's anything that you would like us to cover in our forward episodes, right, our future episodes, just email us at hello@thechangeschool.com and we will do our best. Next week we're on episode 6, and you can watch any of the recaps on
our YouTube channel.
So thanks, guys. We hope that you're having a awesome Tuesday afternoon.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.